Good morning, traders. It's Wednesday, the 27th of April, and it's Mark Owen speaking, bringing you the morning update here from Phoenix Blue. Okay, so we have a huge day. It's a massive day of impact news today. But our main focus is primarily going to be on the FOMC, and then the underlying card today is also the RBNZ. Both of these economies are talking about interest rates, that giving the interest rate decision. Obviously, the major mover will be the FOMC. What are they going to be? Are they going to be hawkish? Are they going to be dovish? Well, looking at the way Yellen has presented herself throughout this year so far, everyone's going to be primarily on the dovish side. I would anticipate that they're probably going to talk about maybe one future rate hike. If we're very, very lucky, maybe two. And if we're unlucky, 0 rate hikes this year. Obviously, the main concern for the US is emerging markets and the global economy. So the question is, their data of recent hasn't been that good. The jobs numbers are still fantastic. It's probably that time that they're really going to have to make a judgment call in the fact that the marketplace is probably losing faith in what the Fed are doing. So is it about time that they call an interest rate hike, whether it's for June, maybe September? But it would be nice to have some clarity in whether this monetary policy divergence that we've been trading here at Phoenix Blue is actually going to come to fruition. Okay, so let's have a look at the markets and what other news we've got in today. So first things we're going to see is 9:30 a.m. we've got the GDP from GBP. That's quarter on quarter. At 3:30 p.m. UK time, we've got the crude oil inventories. Remember, this will affect Canadian dollar. It's a huge impact on Canadian dollar. So any resting orders on CAD, make sure you've got those closed if they've not been triggered by at the latest 2:30 p.m. But if you like to give yourselves a couple of hours before the news, that's fine. Then the major news is 7 p.m. UK time, the FOMC statement plus the Fed's fund rate. Then 10 p.m. the official cash rate from RBNZ and their rate statement. So, like I said, we've got some real movers and shakers here in the market on what could actually come today. So we're just going to have a look at some live markets for a change. Nikkei, what happened in the Nikkei last night? Well, we can see when I last presented, we were somewhere down here and we were saying that we're going to probably test this level here around the 17.2s. Well, we've broken through that quite cleanly. We've had a pullback to the level. So double bottom, the neckline, it's broken through, it's pulled back to it. Now, tomorrow we've got the Bank of Japan talking. Are they bringing in negative interest rates on loans and more QE? If so, we're more than likely going to see this market shoot up, and it might have the same impact or a similar impact across on other markets such as the S&P. But we'll have to wait and see what they actually say. It will also have an impact on the Japanese yen itself, so we will look at that. We're already long the yen, and we've no risk on the table. We've hit target ones, so that's all good. I'm happy leading into the Bank of Japan announcements. So the Nikkei, I think this is a market you potentially need to be long. So any sort of reversal price action or break above the highs, we can look to trade it up to the top of this channel, and then we'll be looking, if it is going to continue the bullish momentum that they're looking for, we'll look for a break and close above the channel and carry on with this market to the upside. Okay, the next market we're going to focus on is the dollar index. Now the dollar index, we looked at this and we anticipated the bounce here from 93.50, which we got. We got a nice move up. We then got a sell-off in the dollar, and it continued to rally up again, but 95 to 95.50 is proving a hard area to break. Whether this because the market's sitting on the sidelines a little bit with the dollar at the minute until we have the FOMC announcement, then we could get our clarity and our vision. So I think one of two things will probably happen from end of today, and that will be a break and close above 95.50 or a break and close below 93s, 93.50. Either one of those two happened, we've got direction. Okay, so it makes our job easy. Now, that's the dollar index. Just going to move over to some live charts because these are trades that we're currently sat in. So we shorted Euro yesterday. We hit target 1. Our nice 50 pips came in, took us out at, what was it, 112.82, I think it was, 82.83. So we've got a second target right down here at these lows here back in end of March. So Euro, obviously, we're going to get an impact movement on this around the FOMC, but it's a risk-free trade now, so nothing to be worried about. Next market, dollar yen. Well, you can see our stop loss is at break even now. We entered this trade at 110.70. We took our first profits at 55 pips on a 40 pip risk, and you can see our next target is way out the way at 121s. Now, you probably think that's extortionate, and we should be looking more for this trend line or in around the 113s. Well, you're probably right, but I'll be looking for a break of this level and a retest to go long and add into this position, because I am bearish yen, I should say, and we shall see what the Bank of Japan are going to say. Risk reward is fantastic. Let's see what happens. Let's see what comes to the marketplace. And then last but not least, another trade that we're currently in is Kiwi dollar. Let me just remove some of these fib levels so you can see clearly. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze this in. So anyone that was trading Kiwi will notice that the market was in a rising channel, but then within the channel there was a rising wedge formation. The market broke out of the rising wedge, came back up to retest it yesterday, of which we sold on the retest and at a nice structure level. Now the market came down this morning, didn't quite hit my T1, missed my T1 by 2.5 pips, but because it went over 80% to target, I've moved my stops on both trades to break even, so therefore we cannot lose. There's no risk in the market whatsoever, so all trades are now covered. The only other trade that is potentially a hazard to me is the S&P that we are currently short, and you'll see that here. So I've got two positions short, one in at 20.85 and one in at 20.80. Stops are still up at the highs. We can only wait and see what happens with this particular market. We've had a really good week so far, some nice profits banked, and hopefully some more banked at a later date once the news has come out. So last here on the morning update, I'd just like to say we've got a 2-hour workshop here in London on May the 18th. And this is where we'll give you an introduction into Phoenix Blue, the systems that we run. What I've been talking about today is pure analysis. We do have another system called Flow, Phoenix Blue Flow. Now, if you would like to attend this workshop, what I will suggest is please email your full name and contact number. Okay. If you've got any aspiring trader friends that would also like to attend or potentially attend, please also refer your friends' details to us. Make sure you do put London Workshop as the reference, okay? And one of our team will email you or call you with reference to reserving your seats, because it is limited availability. We would like to see some new faces. We've been getting a great amount of interest in recent. So traders, best of luck today. Hopefully we'll see a few of you on May the 18th, and just remember, it's a major news day today. If you're in profit, maybe take some of the profit off the table, or reduce your risk, or bring your stops to break even, because no doubt we're going to see some wild swings around 7 p.m. tonight. And last thing I would hate for you to do is lose any open P&L that's sat there or over risk in an account. So please trade with caution, and we look forward to seeing you to the morning update tomorrow. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.